morning. It's like 7 AM, so kids are asleep bar one, so I thought I'd carry on this tutorial. Excuse the state of me, but you know what it's like when you're a mum and you want to sew, you just take any opportunity. So I have cut out all the pieces for these strips. I'm actually making 3 different pairs. I'm making a pair for me and a pair for each of the girls who live next door to me. Just trying to think which ones to do now. I'll make mine. They're back at school today after the lockdown, so I'm making theirs as a surprise when they get home from school. I thought I'd cheer them up a little bit. Anyway, I've cut out my pieces, so I've done the outside of the, this is the inside of the top of the slipper, and these marks here are for the elastic casing. I've done that in washable ink, so it'll just spray out with water. And then I've cut out the outer fabric. And also I've mirrored them because you've got 2 feet, 2 sides. So what you do next is right sides together. You pin your out to your in, so that's that one there. And you're going to go from the rounded toe bit, you're going to go from here all the way down along the length, and then down to this bottom corner here. So you just pin it all together, get it all nice and even. It sounds a bit croaky this morning. It's so warm and sunny out there already. So quiet. Right, so you pin these 2 layers together, and then you just sew them together, normal straight stitch. I do about 2.5, 3 on my stitch length. Doesn't really matter what colour thread you use because you don't see it. So I'm not gonna use my nice purple because, like I just said, no one's gonna see it, so you can just use any colour. So I'm just gonna use my basic black. Turn around so I can see better. There it is. Yep, it's got a little bit of thread sticking on the ends. You need to get that nice and sharp. There we are. Right. Now it's all caught around the foot pedal. Foot pedal. Around the foot. Right. Here we go. So I'm just going to angle you down so you can see what I'm doing. Always remember to get your pins complete, like right angle to, so if you're sewing down, your pin should be across that way, dead straight. That way you can, so I'm just going to the corner now. And that way you can sew over them without doing yourself. Okay, so that's that bit done. What you're going to do now is turn it out the right way and top stitch. So what I do before I do that is I take my nice sharp scissors and I just snip the curves so you don't get like bulky lumps of seam where they don't want to lie flat because there's too much bulk. You could trim it down, but you do run the risk of coming apart. So I've done that. So then turn the whole thing out the right way. And you see where I've marked for my casing. Make those marks nice and long, so when you turn out you don't lose those little stitch marks where you're going to stitch in the seam. Right, so that's all nice and smoothed out now. It comes top of your slipper. So now what we're going to do is sew a nice neat top stitch line across the top of that seam. I lengthen my stitch line for that, so I got to about 3.5. If you need to get them nice and flat, just give them a bit of a roll. Get that nice and flat. And just, and my threads come under. And then the next bit is putting in your elastic casing, which always looks a bit more complicated than it actually is. Right. So because it's fleece, it does feel a bit bulkier and a bit thicker this way. And that's that bit done. So then your next bit is putting in your elastic casing, which is literally sewing a channel between here and here, which gives you an area to feed your elastic through. I'm just going to change my bobbin thread because I don't want white. Where did I put that? There, look. I don't want white because your outer piece is going to be in the bottom, and I have white in there at the minute, and I don't want white showing on this dark fabric. So I'm just going to use, I'll just use the red because it's red in the fabric pattern. That won't look out of place. Again, doesn't matter what colour the top thread is because that's going to be in the inside of the slipper. If you do want to colour match, obviously colour match. But, so my elastic piece is 3.5 inches long and they're 1/2 inch wide. So I need to make sure that the channel that I'm sewing is at least 1/2 inch, so it accommodates. So what I do is I go forward, back, and I follow the line. Follow the curve round. You see, I've created a channel. And what you do is you need a pin. And then you, from inside the 2 layers, pop your safety pin up through that channel and just feed it through. So obviously your piece of elastic is shorter than your channel, so keep an eye on it, and when your end is down here where the casing area starts, you pop a pin in to secure it in place. Let's have a look now. No. So now if we look, we're just on the outsides of that area. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop a pin in this way, which will then be at the right angle down. So in a minute I'm going to do my triple stitch there, and that will secure the elastic into place. So this does feel a bit tough because, so now my lines here and my film elastic just there, so I'm going to do this the same on the other side, right? And then I can remove, you can see here the elastic's just poking through, remove the pin. Where, so it's all pinned, it's nice and secure. When you want to get this, when you feed it through first off, it'll be a bit uneven, so if you take your 2 ends of the casing and just give it like that, the fabric will distribute over the elastic just right. So obviously when you're sewing it, hold it like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm changing to a triple stitch. I'm just going to hold it and triple stitch. And my machine doesn't like triple stitching over pins, so I'm taking that out just a little bit early. Hold my elastic in place. We'll do that again at the other end. And my threads come undone again. I must train myself to leave a longer tail. I feel like I'm being very quiet and a bit boring this morning, but I don't want to wake all people up in my house. Although the children descend on me. Let them sleep for a little bit, eh? It's a long day in lockdown. Right, I'm going Right, and that's that done. Elastic casing done. Pull that thread through so I can get another. Let's have a look. And now you can imagine those all sewn together. That's your heel, that's your front end, and that gives you a nice bit of grip on the heel so your slipper stays in place nicely. Lovely. So then obviously you repeat that for the other side, the other foot. Same pieces, all exactly the same, no differences. And then the next stage is attaching your top part of your slipper to the sole of your slipper. So I'm just going to repeat that for the other side, and then I will show you that bit.